Welcome to Super Duper Exciting Edition of Inside Media Weekly.
Oh, yes.
Super Duper. I'm Ryan Boni. Joining me again, post fire drill.
I'm here.
Bastos made it back in.
Hot out there. It's a nice day.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
day.
it did.
And also here, Justin Pinto. There he is. It's little Justin Pinto.
It's going to be fabulous.
He's
We don't need to take a
he's
still
there.
of that.
Yeah. How you doing, Justin? You all right today? You can do a
He's
little
very
ventriloquist
quiet.
thing. Hey.
Hello. You're the smartest guy ever. Oh, my God. I ID'd him. This is going to be the most fabulous
All right.
episode ever.
So before we get into the big news from the weekend, let's look. We actually have sea otters.
Oh, what?
They're kind of rolling around bathing a little bit there, or
I'll put on the
sunbathing.
monitor. Oh, wait.
Was your monitor off? Oh, here, turn that back on.
This is
Okay.
going to be the greatest episode
So,
ever.
they're just the ones rolling around in the water.
I don't know.
It's impressive.
I'm sure of it.
You can't see it
There
there.
I am.
Can you?
I pushed
see
the
it
button
now?
and there I am. I know. I'm on. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, wait. There.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're floating around in there a little bit.
I'm in.
So this weekend, a little movie came out called Frozen. No, I'm sorry, Frozen 2. Humongous debut.
My wife said to me,
Yes?
$300 million. And I said, $300 million? Worldwide.
Yes.
No. I thought it was 300 in the United States.
$350 million globally, worldwide. Well, that would be the same thing, wouldn't it? Globally and worldwide.
Globally, worldwide, and on Earth.
So, 127 million. It's getting, kind of often, inconsistent reviews from the critics, but the fans seem to love it. It's the largest animated opening outside of summer, they're saying, and then it's the 5th largest November opening of all time. And there was a big deal that, he's stuck.
What?
Let Mr. Pinto in.
That's what happens when you're late. You got to go around. You got to go around.
So, hold on. Mr. Pinto is going to take the place of little Mr. Pinto.
Who we got? Oh, who's got me in? Oh, my fake Twitter account.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You have a fake Twitter account?
I did at one point.
That's fantastic. We're talking Frozen 2.
Tag.
You
I
heard of it?
Did not see it.
So
I
it's
also did not see it.
it's,
That's what we do on the show. We talk about things we've not seen.
but they're talking about that.
Oh, here's another Mr. Pinto.
That's not me.
No.
There's a good chance that if Frozen 2 does in fact take in $1 billion worldwide, which you're thinking this is going to be the 6th Disney movie of the year to rake in $1 billion, which of course would be another record. So there's records all over the place.
It's a lot of money.
And in case you were
It's a
wondering,
big win. Oh, it also is the first Disney animated sequel of a princess movie released in theaters.
really,
You're welcome.
That it may have a dragon, but not about a dragon.
Correct.
Could top the list.
You're welcome.
that's incredible.
Yes. I was wondering.
I don't know. I was looking at that non-sequel list of like most money for sequels, and they have The Lion King.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, but like the remake made like $1.3 billion. But they count it as not a sequel. But I know it's not a sequel, but it's not an original.
It's a remake.
So remakes are allowed to be on the list?
Yes.
Seems kind of weird.
Not sequel.
Huh.
Reimaginings.
Yeah, it just I thought maybe we could just make like original ideas. But I guess it'd be a different list.
That'd be a very short list. Original ideas.
Well, with how many
Film.
remakes we have currently going on, yes, and sequels.
53 million in China, 31.5 million in Korea,
A lot of money.
18.2 in Japan, 17.8 UK, Germany 14.9, France 13.4,
A lot of money.
Mexico 9.3, Indonesia 6.2, Philippines 6.1.
They found $3 million extra
How about
dollars.
Spain?
Belgium.
5.8. Opening in Italy, Russia, and Australia, Greece, New Zealand, and Trinidad, Chile, and Venezuela next week.
Venezuela. Yes. I'll be there.
I will not be.
You're going to see Frozen in Venezuela?
Yeah, it's celebrating Thanksgiving the Venezuelan way. No.
So as we look at this past weekend, in addition to the 127 million from Frozen 2,
I saw 130 today.
I was trying to figure out how many
These were
movies
estimated, sorry.
do you think you can pull in before it makes as much as Frozen? Like, did Frozen make half the box office total?
This week?
Yeah.
Made more than half, like domestic.
Like 127. Let's see, 16, 13,
Scroll to the bottom,
9,
I'll tell you the total.
5.
Scroll to the bottom, it tells you the total.
Let's see.
Doesn't it?
No total there.
What the?
The
What made
numbers has-
$132? I thought that was a million. Something made $132.
Yeah.
I think the numbers has the
$132.
total.
That would be Desolation Center. In the one theater,
Dropped by 88% since last
Oh,
week.
jeez.
it's up to 31.
Not as big a percentage drop
31,000.
as
This is the 11th week out, though. You got to give it some.
you know. I totally have no even clue what that is. Nothing. Got nothing.
Well,
But apparently, Matson Films has 2 films in the bottom. What 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. 2 film. What's the other film? Actually had an increase of 209% since last week.
It made $2 the week
The
before.
Gift.
Yeah, gift.
They're David Crosby.
Looking back at the top of the list, we'll come
With
back to the
movies you've
bottom again
heard
if you
of.
want. Look, there's
I
Gemini
don't know.
Man's hanging in there at 28. $66,000.
Wow.
It's another,
It's really close to breaking even.
so it's probably another 25,000 in Will Smith's pocket, right? And then, I wonder if he gets paid.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
it
He
made
gets paid twice for that.
Beautiful
one.
Day in the Neighborhood did about what was expected. They said $13.5 million, which is still just under Ford versus Ferrari. And then 21 Bridges was a little bit less than I guess the prediction was about 10 million that it made. It's estimated at this point.
I heard, again,
Three.
probably more optimistic newscasters in the Pittsburgh area. Oscar hope for Tom Hanks.
I've heard a little bit, despite all the
I'm
greatness, I've heard a little
sure.
bit of rumblings that this is more centers a little too much on the journalist and not as much
It's-
on Fred Rogers.
it's about
I was going to say, is
Right.
it about
It's about
the
their-
story?
right.
About the journalist and the story about the...
It's a fiction story, though. It's an adaptation or a retelling or a reimagination.
loosely based on facts.
Mm-hmm.
That may or may not.
Mr.
talk
Rogers
with a
was a
journalist.
person. And we have a movie about him.
And talk to a journalist.
Once or twice. I've read, and again, I don't know if this... I think it's true. I assume
Let's
it's
spread
true,
rumors while we're here.
that all of Mr. Rogers' sweaters were knit by his mom, Nancy,
I have heard
that he
that.
wore on the show.
It's pretty nice.
And he was a big fan, I guess, as a kid of the zippered cardigans, and so she made him one every year or something.
Very nice. I think we should bring back the cardigans, maybe. Bring back the zipper cardigans.
Did you wear a cardigan last week or 2 weeks ago for the Mr. Rogers thing?
I did
day?
not. I did not know about
either.
it. But I do know that I could use a cardigan down here because the air conditioner down here seems to focus all the air is coming
That's
from
true, you have-
right here to the school. It's 74 degrees in other rooms.
Well,
Down here, not so much.
So, little spoiler alert.
What?
So
What?
Anyone who is planning
Go
to
ahead.
watch The
he
Mandalorian,
asked me if he could talk about this.
What have you seen?
Nothing.
Nothing.
so anyone
Oh,
out there in TV land that's planning to
I'm
watch,
surprised that
yes.
someone has actually seen something that we're talking about on this show. I thought we had a rule.
my friends were talking about this today somehow. Like I got a message sent to me and
About
it was
our show?
About our shows. It was my
Wow.
friend found he had like stumbled across the show and taken a screenshot of it and he sent it today in like a thread. We were talking about something. I go, new episode today.
rolling out today.
And my one friend said, "You don't ever get current with things you watch. How are you on a show about current events?" I said, "We talk about things that we haven't seen a lot."
Almost entirely.
But in this case,
I have seen The Mandalorian.
Okay.
and I have as well, I know Mr. Bastos has not.
I'm not.
However, anyone that's out there that has not yet watched it is planning to.
Kevin?
You may want to skip the next minute because we are just going to.
Mute Kevin if you're watching and you haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. It's Baby Yoda Mania! So they asked Pedro Pascal how he feels about being ruthlessly outshined by Baby Yoda. And his response is, I'm cool with it.
I don't like how we're calling it Baby Yoda. We don't know if it's Yoda. Everyone's calling it Baby Yoda.
I know it. I know.
Maybe it's Baby Yodel.
Well, I think it's because I gotcha. Child Yoda was the name given in the script or something or whatever, but that really did not catch on very well. I think.
So you gotta love. So they have a story about the Mandalorian that's not Boba Fett. So,
True.
So for the average or the non-fan that's just kind of roughly trying to figure out Star Wars, they're gonna be, oh, is that the character that was in the other movies? No, it's not. And then we're now gonna have Baby Yoda, which isn't probably have anything to do with Yoda.
Well, do we want
To be
get in-
determined.
Do we want to? Have you seen
Well,
all three episodes?
yes.
I think next episode brings in child Chewbacca, and following that,
Baby Wookiee. They
becomes
did make a Wookiee joke.
dog R2D2. So that's the thing from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, because they do say that this is really not a baby. It's 50 years old.
Yes.
And now, more spoilers. But we don't know if it's a spoiler. It's just, I told you that one thing about like the guy sent a picture to Dan, who sent it to me. It was that guy with glasses that's with the other guy.
Can you be more vague?
The old guy. Who's the old guy?
With the thing!
Warner Herzog.
Warner Herzog. Yeah, him. The old guy. The guy who hires the Mandalorian.
He's got some weird name in the...
The guy who hires the Mandalorian to go get
Yeah.
Baby Yoda has a sidekick, a scientist guy who comes out. He's got a patch on his shirt. And that patch is from the Clone Army Department or something. So the thought is, is this a clone? Is this a clone of Yoda? Or do they want to clone this to make more Yodas or something? But I don't know how you could ever picked up on it whatsoever. But there was a patch, and it was.
People were going to pick up on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody found out about it and put it on the message board somewhere.
I like Star Wars. Never would I pick up on that.
No. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people who, like 2% of the
They don't
internet
like
does
anything
90% of the
else.
content.
Yes.
So
90.
So, of course, Baby Yoda memes are everywhere. And also, though, too, people are frantically searching for Baby Yoda merchandise, which right now there is nothing out there.
Wait a minute. Only 2?
two people are apparently blogging about it, maybe.
Oh, okay.
What two?
You said two people are searching for baby.
Oh,
people are
I'm sorry. I
searching
meant and also sorry.
Oh.
And in addition.
People are searching like crazy. So I'm a little concerned that he might outshine what's going on with it. Maybe they're keeping it down a little bit because of Rise of Skywalker.
It's all coming.
But
Disney doesn't strike me as somebody who's one to leave money on the table. I don't think.
No.
I think there'll be too much Baby Yoda merchandise here very shortly.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda Happy Meals? That's still going to be a thing?
What is this? From Spaceballs, the toilet paper.
So I guess we're going to have lots more
Spaceballs 2, the quest for more
Baby Yoda.
money,
And
right?
and here's the thing here. This is a character you can't kill, right? There's no way in a Disney Plus series they're going to bump off Baby Yoda.
It is a Western style.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to go.
I'm sure there's more
undefeatable.
Baby Yodas out there. If it really is clones.
That's just hypothesis.
True. He may not. Yeah. We don't know what he is. But
We technically don't even know
Have there
if it's a
been
he.
any other related Yoda things in any other...
Yodel
well,
in episode 1.
Okay.
Remember they're both on the council together?
Right.
But
She
that's-
was only in episode 1.
But correct.
but George Lucas was always never wanted anything revealed about you. He wanted mystery around Yoda's
I read that
race.
I don't remember anything besides Yoda in all the cartoons and everything. I don't remember any other Yoda except they had episode 1.
Yeah.
She was in it for a brief moment,
So we'll see. Maybe we'll learn all about it.
along with E.T.
Right on the council.
Yeah.
in the Senate.
Yeah. I remember.
So, speaking of will Joker top Aquaman? First of
I
all,
hope. Oh, man.
what a surprise! First of all,
What movie would you rather watch again? The Aquaman or the Joker?
If you forced me to, I would probably watch The Joker again.
Because you said you would not want to watch it again.
No, and not because I think it's bad.
No,
just because
just
I think
one
it's
time was
real
enough.
and disturbing. And
And you said one time was enough.
And I think Aquaman's just bad. Like, that's a movie I'd put on and go, fold laundry.
Aquaman's so good.
Ugh.
I was going to ask.
Ugh.
Let's rewind a year because Aquaman came out December of last year.
Yes.
So a year ago, Aquaman was not yet in the theaters. If I would have told you Aquaman was going to be the highest-grossing DC movie, and then perhaps would be toppled by a Joker movie, 2019, would there be?
Would not believe it.
No.
Nope.
If you told me I'd still be reading articles today about Henry Cavill's mustache being CGI'd out, I wouldn't believe you either. But I did that.
Sure.
I did
Wow.
read an article about
It's
it
still
again.
a thing?
Wow.
Well, you sent the one link which had the
Oh, yeah.
Snyder cut,
Yeah.
which had a link to the mustache article, which I had to go back and read it again and relive that. So Millions of dollars.
So where are they going from here with Joker? I mean, is this going to be Joker 2?
I heard
Secret
Joker
of the
2.
Ooze?
Really? I mean,
the initial talk was it was
Electric
one and done.
Boogaloo?
it seems like a one and done kind of a movie. I don't really think I need Joker 2.
I think you could make one.
Oh, you sure could. I mean, yeah. I mean,
And I think if they're smart, they would. You got to find the right kind of script and then ask, do you want to do it right after, dovetailing in? Do you want to do a separate thing, get a new guy? I mean, if they talk to Joaquin Phoenix, it's like, yeah, I'll do it for, $300 billion or whatever, they'll, go the other way and find something
well, yeah,
else,
because I mean, you could instead of having it be Arthur Fleck, you could go and have it be somebody else, a totally different character who also becomes the clown prince of terror, and because he, like we said on the show, he's a very unreliable narrator.
Right.
You never know if it is just the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
There could be more than one. There was that storyline in the comics that was called the Three Jokers. I don't think it ever went
I don't
anywhere.
think
really.
I ever read it, but
It was in the Rebirth.
that concept is
DC.
very good in the whole what is Joker or how is it, or is it in, iconography? Is it a person? Is it?
Well, yeah, like when Heath Ledger told the story differently every single time to somebody about how
Right.
he became who he was.
Right.
So, I mean, you could have a movie, yeah, instead of Arthur Fleck, it could be, John Jones and be somebody else's story.
Well, you mentioned how that mythos in the comic now is a part of the Joker mythos. Like they had that stuff that they did way back when, and then him verbally changing it as he went through. That's part of the greatness about it. No
Yeah,
one was
it makes
there.
it. Yeah, because then you're never stuck with one
Right.
story. You can change
Right.
it.
Constantly.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times the alternate universe stuff, or the House of what was Marvel? House of M? Was it House of M? Wasn't House of X?
Might
Where
have been. I don't
Wanda says no
remember.
more mutants. And
Yeah, House of M.
House
That's
of
House
M.
of M.
Yeah, that was really good because it's elsewhere. It's not actually. It happened, but they can do whatever they want because they're just going to revert it back to canon later, so to speak, or normal timeline, however you want to think of it. But
Well, upcoming in DC, just to, they're obviously riding on some of the successes. We got Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn coming out in February of next year.
Not looking forward to that.
And then-
I don't like. I'm not a big Harley Quinn fan. I like Harley Quinn from the animated series, and then she got really popular and became just like annoying.
Well, I think that's part of the fact that Suicide Squad was a bad film.
I didn't like her before that. Like, I mean,
Okay.
that was not a good movie, and no, I didn't like that interpretation. But I really only liked the animated series. But then, like I said, she's become so saturated in the DC universe, not quite to the Deadpool level, but
See, I agree, but I like Deadpool. Like, you could make him everywhere and still make him appealing or interesting. Spider-Man. Spider-Man's
mean-
everywhere, and he's a great character.
as
He's had
much as I
bad
like
interpretations and bad
Yeah.
comics, but
as much as I like Batman, which
Right.
Spider-Man is kind of like
Yeah.
the Batman of
Yes.
Marvel because of the villains.
Ubiquitous.
I've never read a Spider-Man comic book and really liked it. Like, never read one of them.
Wow.
But I don't really like. I mean, I don't really like Marvel that
okay.
much to begin
Same
with. Yes.
Batman's ubiquitous
Yeah.
everywhere, and you like Batman, right?
Yeah, I get annoyed because I end up buying stuff I don't really want to buy. but
Sure.
that's more me being annoyed with
Yeah.
it. As I go through my basement and find stuff, like, oh, I have two of this. Nice.
Who knew?
Who knew? Apparently, I didn't,
No.
or I wouldn't have it.
But obviously, DC's not taking any real chances here. They're riding. Of course, Harley Quinn was a huge success as far as of Suicide Squad. And then Wonder Woman 1984 is also coming out next year. So
Very excited.
I'm more interested in that, and I don't really like the Wonder Woman movie was good. I don't like it as much as you did.
Oh, I thought it was, again, probably the top, but... Did you ever see Shazam?
I did not.
Okay.
I'm going to put it on my Christmas list. I
It's
think,
very good.
along with Star Trek Discovery.
Okay, all right.
And that's all really that's out in DC next year. I mean, is this going to be
Whole year?
as far as the big stuff? And then, of course, 2021 we got the Batman,
The
which was
Batman.
originally going to be Ben Affleck directing, and then who they have now?
Directing.
Yeah.
It's Matt Reeves is directing, but
It's
and this is Robert Pattinson. Right?
yeah. I was going to say is the Twilight guy.
And then, of course, they're going to try Suicide Squad again.
Well, why wouldn't they? Made $1 gazillion. I mean, it made a lot of money.
Even terrible, it made
Yeah.
loads of money. And my kid loved it. It's like, oh,
And then what's going to get really good in 2022 when we get DC Super Pets.
are you kidding me? This is...
DC is trending. DC. Dan also said that DC wants to get into like the Captain Underpants or whatever it is, like those that style of books. They want to get into those. I mean, how many books is Captain Underpants sold? Like 100 million books or something like that.
Like they want Captain Underman?
No. They want to get into that market of like having Batman be a young reader, make him more juvenile, and get into that market of people.
Television show they did that was about that level of character.
That one, the real blocky looking Batman animated thing.
It wasn't Batman. It was. Oh shoot! Who were all those characters? Robin was in it, and
Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, Teen Titans Go.
Oh, that's really popular.
Yeah, and that's
really popular.
That kind of a level
Teen
of
Titan goes to the movies, but they want to get into the books because, like I said, like what's a huge print run on a comic? 100,000 comics now is like a huge print run. Where Captain Underpants has sold 100 million books or something crazy like that. Like
in totality.
But if there's a lot of Batman stories, they can pump out a lot of young reader Batman stories.
Okay.
So they want to skew younger.
All right.
Remember when Marvel a couple years ago took all their heroes and like replaced them? Like Steve Rogers was gone, Thor was gone, all the main people, and they replaced them with like the Falcon.
Right.
Kind of like what they're doing in the movies, slightly. But remember, did you read any of those comics?
No.
Many people didn't. Apparently it was really bad. But DC might do the same thing. They said, hey,
Marvel did this and it was terrible. Let's
maybe
do that.
we could try.
It's like when they keep revitalizing a restaurant. They've had 3 Mexican restaurants here that have failed. You know what we should put here?
Mexican.
Tex-Mex. No one's thought of that yet.
So, as of 2016, this story is a little old. This Wikipedia is a little old. But,
What? Kids use Wikipedia as source. Say it all the time.
Captain Underpants series had been translated to over 30 languages with more than 80 million books sold worldwide.
That was 3 years ago.
Including 50 million in the United States, so I'm sure they've eclipsed 100 million by now.
Ooh, it's a lot of books.
It's a fact.
It's a lot of books.
And it's one guy, right?
I looked up on Wikipedia. It said 80 million. That was old, so I translated to 100 million.
If we extrapolate,
it's now a fact.
we carry the one,
Right.
carry this.
It is true.
It's got to be close.
Cited Wikipedia.
Circa 2016.
Put 3 years on it, so it's got to be bigger.
Well, that is true. It does have to be bigger.
Yes. Well, yes.
They had to sell at least one.
Or the same.
Trust me, I saw one book get sold at Portland Manor Elementary
There you
School.
go.
I saw one book for sure. So we're at 80 million in one, definitely.
2022 we'll round out with Aquaman 2, and then we've got the unknown release
2
dates.
Bastos?
The New Gods, The Flash, and Black Adam, and Shazam 2.
Shazam
What's
2,
it-
I heard,
Trench?
is not going to happen now.
Didn't The Rock get announced as Black Adam like
Yes.
4 years
Yes.
ago?
At least.
Yes.
And he's still involved, right? He's still
I
Yeah,
think so. I think-
he just talked about it or
Yeah,
tweeted
they
about
put
it.
something else out.
Speaking of The Rock, did you guys see The Rock and Danny DeVito crash the wedding?
What?
No.
I think they were in Mexico at a hotel for like the Jumanji press junket of some kind. And there's like
Showed up at a wedding.
They're outside, and they hear like music playing, and it's like, is that a wedding? And Danny DeVito goes, "You ever crashed a wedding before?" And they go, "No." Well, let's go crash this one. So they go down and they sing a song to these people at their wedding. They come in the back door and stuff. It's pretty funny.
Have you ever crashed a wedding?
I have not.
I have not either. You?
Can't say I have.
No. It's something I'd be like, I'd like to do this, but that'd be the one, like, 2 police officers getting married. and
Something like, yeah.
Trespassing. Be like, hey, we're here to arrest you.
Like, yeah, no. I've never crashed a wedding.
Be like, my
And that had to be a big
boss's
trend for a
kid
while
or
after the
something.
movie.
Oh, I'm sure.
It had to be a huge,
Oh.
like, everyone had to think, well, we could do this. This
Didn't
is,
you, like, when you got married, didn't you have, like, all these place cards? People were like, yeah, we'll be there. And then they didn't show them, like, thanks. Yeah, that was one buffet we paid for that nobody showed up on, and thanks, you came too. Good job.
Not especially. I only
Okay.
had like 70 people,
Oh, all right.
and I believe they all made it.
Brain made it. No, we had quite a few of
Oh, yeah, mine was
I'm
like
coming.
15,
I'll be there.
18 people. And some of them were like relatives of mine, like
Yeah.
my uncle.
How do you RSVP and then not say, "Hey, sorry, something came up"? Yeah, right?
Have you ever met my uncle?
No, I have
All
not.
right.
But I mean, I just figure like if I'm going to say I'm going to be there, you're putting out. It's not free for me to come
He
to your
was one of the
wedding.
guys that like really irritated me. He was like, "Why didn't you have an engagement party? I would have been good for that. I would have shown up, given you something." And then we had this whole wedding and didn't show. My brother actually put his son in the wedding to implore him to be there. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Didn't work.
No, he was there.
Oh.
He was implored to be there.
I got you.
Little unreliable. that kind of uncle.
Hey.
Speaking of unreliable uncles, Friday the 13th.
Smooth.
He's somebody's uncle, right?
Smooth.
So I don't know if you've been following Have you been following the ongoing saga of
No.
Friday the 13th?
No.
Isn't Friday the 13th? Is that
Jason?
Jason? No, that's not. I'm thinking of Halloween.
No.
Yeah, Halloween's got the brother sister thing.
Jason.
So
I've not watched a lot of horror movies. You know that.
So Friday the 13th, right now, the original screenwriter, or the original writer and the original director have been battling for years over who actually owns the character.
Shouldn't that kind of be something like on paper, like I don't know, the patent office?
Well, Friday the 13th's real tricky because Jason was a very minor character. You know, victim at the beginning, shows up in the last 5 seconds, and then Friday the 13th 2 made Jason the villain and took over and got all this stuff. So the original writer of the original film, does that guy own it, or the one who made him into the killer of whatever? Like, that's the legal quandary there.
But wouldn't you have copywritten the idea of after the first movie?
Well, that's the quandary. Does the original originator of the idea, or does the guy who made him into the killer own that concept?
We're going to finally get
Find
an
out
answer
on 2020.
next year, so that may open up the door for lots more Friday the 13th.
Just what we need.
Yep. I was hoping.
Speaking
You
of
will see it though if it comes out.
I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't know if I haven't seen, like, I saw, I think, the first 3 Friday the 13th movies. I don't think I've seen anything after that.
So Halloween's more your.
Oh, yeah. Halloween's way better.
Okay.
Well, and again, when I say way better, we're talking schlocky horror films, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, are they good?
The first one is excellent. The second one is okay. The third one is very bad.
What about Halloween H2O?
That was okay. I saw that in the theater.
We're almost out of time. Real quick, couple
Snapdragon.
things. Star Wars 9, J.J.
Sorry,
Abrams
Tom Atkins, by the way.
has finished it. It's good news. It's coming out in a month.
I was going to
So
say.
it's done.
But it's digital. It's one of those
It's
things
ready
that
to
you
go.
can
That's
finish the
true.
night before and be like, boop.
Not so good news. Well, Star Trek 4 has been in this constant mess trying to get
I
it
still have to
going.
see 3.
A couple people died, right?
A couple people died.
Yeah.
What do you mean in the? Oh, you're talking Anton Yelchin.
Actors,
Yeah,
yeah.
Anton Yelchin.
Yeah.
But that was. I thought that was between 2 and 3, right?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I didn't see 3.
Anyway, there was fuss that these guys are getting too expensive now, so they're maybe talking about rebooting and all that kind of stuff. So we have to figure out what's going to.
Yes.
This will be like the
Reboot.
8th Star
Picard's
Wars
coming.
Trek.
We got
Jean-Luc Picard is back
He's back.
Boy.
on CBS All Access streaming channel.
And William Shatner.
So this weekend we got Knives Out, which is getting rave reviews. It looks
Stellar.
really good.
My wife wants to go see that.
And Queen and Slim, which looks a little dark for the holiday break, but
Well, you know, hey.
but it's
The gap you have, and then like 15 things coming out against Star Wars. That makes no sense to me.
Jumanji the week before.
Yeah, that's
Cats
the
the
only
week
thing.
of.
Yeah, Jumanji's the only one coming out. Like 2 other movies, I'm like, no.
Why doesn't Jumanji come out like a week before that? Give yourself like 2 weekends to make make hay.
Well, they're the alternate kids programming to Star Wars. Finding that. Hey.
I mean, it is all. I mean, if people go to the movies, they'll go to 2 movies.
Right.
They'll see both.
and then they're all going to get wiped out the next week by Little Women. So, and Spies in Disguise, which we'll talk about in a few weeks as we get there. So Knives Out versus Queen and Slim. Oh wait, they're still frozen in the theaters, so it's not.
Knives Out will be a strong number 2.
Okay.
You think? You think
I
there's a
think
big
it'll make
need for that?
25.
Okay.
I think their reviews have been very good.
Yeah, super high Rotten Tomato score, if that means anything anymore.
And a lot of very, big name actors.
Yeah.
True.
Well, we'll have to find out next week to see who is number 1, 2, and 3 on the box office next week on Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.